up, guys? Bobby Bones here. It's Fun Fact Friday in honor of the NBA being back in action. So let's go. Fun Fact Friday, basketball edition. We're going to start with the inventor of basketball. The first official basketball game was played by Dr. James Naismith. He was the teacher, and it was his students, and he made them use a soccer ball and 2 peach baskets. Those were the goals. December 21st, 1891. The final score of the game, 1-0. That was how basketball was invented. The very first basketballs ever were brown, and they were made of leather. The iconic orange that we see now was actually introduced because they couldn't really see the brown balls on TV. So better visibility on TV is why we have the orange basketballs. Now, it's been a long summer without basketball, but the NBA is back in action. And if you're watching this right now, you're watching me. Get in on the basketball action with my partners at DraftKings. Right now, all new customers, you can get in, be a part of this. If you're a new customer, all you have to do is bet $5 instantly, get $200 in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the code Bobby. That's the promo code. Bobby. Just like that. DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Go! On the Bobby Bones Show now.
Riley Green.
Riley, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are y'all?
Hey, what's the least glamorous thing about touring that people probably don't understand? Because it looks like, just looking at your pictures, and again, you said all these, I keep seeing how big your shows are, and I've talked about this. But, like, it looks all fun, and it's like beer and, like, singing. But what's the hardest part about being on the road?
It's just being gone. I mean, it's one of those things where when you're busy, which fortunately we are, we play a lot of shows, and I've always played a lot of shows, but when you do that, the shows aren't the only things. So then when you're in town, you got days and days of trying to ride or get in the studio or whatever kind of press there is. And it's just being away from home. I think I'm probably a little more of a homebody than I knew I was.
Do you think you being gone all the time has made you more of a homebody?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it has. Well, and also, I guess I've always kind of been like I've always been out and kind of outgoing and had a lot of friends and all that. But something about being in the center of attention all the time, I think would make anybody a little reclusive. So like, I really value that time slipping off by myself more than I used to.
I found that I became way more introverted once I started to have some success at this job, because I was just like, look at me, I need attention.
Yeah.
And then once I got it, I was like, oh man, I don't want to always be like this, because I've put all my energy into that.
Well, it's a good problem to have. I mean, I say it all the time when I did construction work, nobody wanted a picture with me, but it's crazy because I guess 10 years ago you could have a few songs on the radio and nobody really knew what you looked like. I mean, maybe weren't as recognizable. Now my parents take pictures at Walmart, when they go places, and I mean, my dog's famous, so it's crazy how times have changed. Social media has done that for sure.
You just had a birthday. What'd you do?
Well, we had an album release party at the Duck Blind, little bar in Nashville that opened up, and my birthday, I got up at 5 and flew to LAX and rode 3.5 hours to Indio, California, and played a show.
It's a pretty big show, though, huh? That Indio? I mean, Indio.
Well, that's where they have Stagecoach and all that.
So it wasn't at Stagecoach?
No, it wasn't Stagecoach. It was
They're private?
No, it was outside a casino.
Casinos still pay pretty good, though.
They do.
Yeah, I mean, they do.
I don't turn down casinos.
No, I agree. I agree. I was like, oh man, you had to fly. Oh, a casino.
And something else too. I've always said that, like, when I was first started touring, started playing some bigger venues and stuff, the shows that were outside of a big city, like, we play like Carrollton outside of Atlanta, it seemed like everybody showed up, and it's because somebody doesn't come visit their town all that often. People drive from a lot of rural areas, and all those casinos, especially like in the Midwest, they're like in the middle of nowhere in Iowa or somewhere. So those shows are always crazy. Like, the crowds are really good.
Lunchbox?
Speaking of your bar, what's it like, the bar industry? You making money?
I'll assume somebody is. It still got lights on in there.
Yeah, but my question is, are you actually involved, or you just put your name on it and you're out of there?
It's probably different for everybody. I didn't, not that anybody was beating my door down to have a bar on Broadway, but I never spent any time on Broadway. I think I've been twice in my life, but over there at Losers and Winners in Midtown, that's where I met every other artist or songwriter or anything like that. So me and Steve Ford, who owns Winners and Losers, he was remodeling Winners, and we just had kind of a real casual conversation about it. And so I got to kind of go in and design the inside of it and lay it out how we wanted to. And it's been fun. Like, I certainly didn't need another hobby, but I've enjoyed that part of it. I'm not like in the kitchen or fixing drinks or anything.
Well, that's what I was about to ask. If I come to Nashville, can I come to Duck Blind and see Riley Green bartending?
Well, yeah, actually, the other day I seen an article, which I guess I should have known somebody to have their phones out. I was behind the bar because I found an apron, so I was behind the bar with an apron on and Post Malone was there, and he came in, and we made a couple of drinks, and I think that's the draw of those type of bars. I mean, that people want to run into somebody that they're a fan of or whatever. So I spend a lot of time over there because I like the place, but at the same time, it's cool that fans come in there kind of hoping to see you.
Did you play there? I think, did you do the day it opened? Did you do like a deal
yeah,
there?
we had a grand opening, and we did the grand opening was also the 20th anniversary of Losers. So we did a big concert in the back parking lot. Jamie Johnson, Drake White, Randy Houser, a bunch of folks got up there and played. It was a cool deal.
This record you put out, Don't Mind If I Do. Is this the most tracks you've ever had on a record?
I'm sure, yeah.
I mean, because I was looking back at some of your other albums or EPs or whatever. I feel like 18. Why so many? Like, what was it? You had that many great songs, or you're like, maybe, if there's that many, possibly more songs catch on with folks.
It all starts with songs, or at least I try for it too. What happened with this one is I was cutting an album, and we had a lot of really big success with an EP we put out at the beginning of the year. It was called Way Out Here, and that had Worst Way on it, which is a giant song for me, and a song called Jesus Saves is doing really well. So I just decided to put those on the album because so many people are finding out about us like today. And that's been a crazy thing for me to see. My success has been really gradual over the last few years, but we did that show at Hyde Park with Morgan. It was the biggest country show in the UK, and we're seeing those streams jump and all that. Going to Australia this week for the first time for 10 days, and all those shows are selling out. So I just see a lot of people finding me, and that's going to be the first project they see is Don't Mind If I Do, and I just want to put kind of my best foot forward, I guess, in that world.
Have you been to Australia? Did you say no?
I haven't. No, first trip.
It is a long flight.
Yeah,
it is awesome.
That's the part I wasn't looking forward to.
What's the longest flight you've taken now?
London. Yeah.
Okay.
What's that, 8?
Yeah, that's a nice little warm up. Oh my God, Australia. That's when you wear like compression socks. So
yeah.
You work.
What do those do?
Oh, you need to get those.
And then you drink.
You wear them on your feet?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Where
Up
else?
your calves.
I don't know. I thought you like put them somewhere. Like what do you?
No,
where
your
else-
For your
socks.
blood flow?
Where else you putting them, Riley?
Compression socks.
Yeah. So
I
and
gotta
then,
Google this.
If anything, it's like a bottle of water an hour on those kind of
Really?
flights.
So it's dry.
You'll get, especially if you have to sing. But it's awesome. You're probably going to places you never thought you would go. It's just
yeah.
generally like from,
well, I mean,
touring.
I am excited about it a lot more since the UK show because we did Hyde Park. I don't know, 60-something thousand people, however many it was, and like they knew every word to everything. And I'd never stepped foot over there. I thought it was the craziest thing. So now that I've seen that we, got a really big fan base in Australia, I'm excited about going over there and putting on a show. You want to go where people are going to show up and they're definitely excited too because everybody doesn't go. And I mean, it's kind of like I talk about going to those rural towns is when you go somewhere and you got fans, they're rowdy.
Amy?
Well, with all that you do have going on right now, it seems like a lot. Like, what do you have to do for your mental health? Are you intentional about that at all?
I think I'm just losing it.
Felt that.
I think I just lost my mental health. What I've come to realize is it doesn't take much for me to get a lot out of it. Like a small little disconnect for a couple hours one day, or like we flew in from California yesterday morning. So I, got at the airport at like 5, got in about 2 here, and I just kind of had yesterday afternoon to
Little solitude.
Yeah, I mean, it went and worked out and like laid around, got in the sauna, and like I'm good now.
Like, what is your workout though?
So I struggle to like kind of work out, so I've got to like get after it or nothing. There's no like middle ground. I can't go do a little something, so I'll go to the gym about 4 times and eat and just look at stuff and then leave. Like I'm not ready yet.
I need that workout.
Wait, you just go look
Well, no,
at
I
stuff?
still got to go.
No, I
I'm
like
saying,
that workout.
It takes me a lot of. I got to talk to myself a lot.
Do you ever play pickleball?
No.
You don't seem like a pickleball guy because I am, and we're nothing alike because you're cool and big and I'm not. But yeah, you didn't seem much like a pickleball guy. Dang.
Well, that didn't
I
hurt
wish
my
you would.
feelings.
No, I wish you would have said yes because then I'd have been like, "Hey, you know who else plays pickleball?" Instead, it's like just me basically. So when you're on the road, you travel with any sort of like cold plunge or anything like Dirks does?
No, that was miserable too. He made me get in there when I was on tour with him. You see, that's what I'm talking about. Like I know I buy into that, and I do like a sauna, but like I could not make myself go get in a cold plunge every day.
You just go look at it.
I would look at it, yeah. Like I would get up and get coffee and go stand out there by it and just be like, no,
That looks cold.
yeah.
Maybe that's just the thing, guys. We're actually doing crap.
Yeah, he's
we should
looking
just
at it.
look at stuff.
Yeah, apparently it
That
works.
That would be all. Have you ever not had a mustache? Before you, I mean, obviously 8 years old, but like,
Yeah.
has the mustache always been there?
No, yeah. I usually had a beard, and I just you know how it is when you shave your face. You always do it in little. Now you do a handlebar, or goatee, or whatever. And I guess I did a mustache just being funny, and then it just kind of hung around. I kept it a little longer. We did a music video for You Like You Love Me, and I was like a Western thing. So I got this little like conquistador looking thing right here, and it's riding it out now.
Do you have the same conversations you do about a track list that you do a set list?
That's a good question. I usually, I probably put as much thought into them. I grew up with CDs. You know, I still went and bought a CD and listened to it from front to back. I know nobody does that anymore, at least a lot of the younger fans don't, but I still like to try to put it together in a way that's kind of like an experience of, you know, I start my shows off a little lower and then bring everybody up, and then you want to kind of ease them back down. And, you know, that's kind of how I do an album as well.
For you, and you wrote that song, and some of the songs, you have some really great songwriters on, like the Too Early to Drink. Matt Roy wrote that by himself.
Yeah.
For you as a songwriter, like, how does it have to hit you to go, okay, I didn't write that one, but like, I love it? Like, how often does that come along?
Well, I don't get sent a lot of songs because I write so many of my own songs. I've never been against cutting an outside song. I mean, you know, as a songwriter, I realize how great that is to, you know, get a song cut by somebody else. It's weird though, because I look at it like either it's a song that I love that I know I could have never came up with, or it's a song that sounds like I wrote it, you know? And I mean, it's just got to be something that I like. And I look at songs I write like if somebody else sang it, would I listen to it? You know, I feel like a lot of artists are probably like that. I don't like hearing my own voice, so I get a lot of people to sing work tapes on stuff I write just to live with it. But I'm definitely just, you know, it's just got to be something that I really feel, especially now when you're doing an album, that it fits in that project.
What is your daily truck?
Well, I SUV, like a Yukon. If I'm at home, I got a GMC Sierra.
Like, if you're just going to drive down to the store.
Yeah, well, I got a Range Rover that's pretty nice up here. I found it's pretty hard to park a big truck in Nashville.
It sucks.
And it wouldn't fit in any of the parking decks, so I got a little...
Your Geo Metro's at home, though?
What's that?
Yeah.
It's a car. It's a little car.
Yeah,
A little car?
You wouldn't fit, I don't think.
Really? I got a Chrysler LeBaron that's pretty awesome. It's
like
got the
an
wood
old one
panel
that you're
siding
like-
on it, you know,
Yeah.
and it's a convertible. I paid $3,000 for it. You can see the tire through the hole in the floorboard. Like if there's the road's wet and you turn,
That's Fred
your leg gets
Flintstone
wet.
stuff, man. You got to be careful
is.
about that Fred Flintstone stuff.
Yeah.
What do you collect? Anything cool?
These cars, old
Apparently.
cars and stuff. Yeah, I've got a couple of old Broncos and a bunch of old square body Chevrolets, you know.
Would you ever do a
Jeeps.
Christmas song?
Would I?
Yeah.
That's really weird. I wrote a Christmas song this weekend on the road.
And what's it, like what concept wise?
It's like, let's see. Merry Christmas from the Family, Robert O'Keefe-esque. You remember that
Oh,
song?
yeah, that's
I
a
do.
good one.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, like, white trashy Christmas kind of thing, you know, like talks about ball game about to come on, about the time mama has to come apart because of sister's tattoo she just found out about, that kind of stuff.
Eddie?
Yeah, speaking of ball game, have you ever met Riley Green, the baseball player?
No, but, you know, we've been playing a lot of baseball stadiums, and I've been going to hit and bat practice with him and stuff, and Detroit reached out and said he's a fan, and we were trying to line it up where I could go over there and meet up with him.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I was like, dang, he plays baseball too? Because I thought it was this
He's got an
Riley.
E at the end.
Yeah, he does have an
He's
E
got
at the
that
end.
E, that unnecessary E.
But also, I watched you take batting practice. Like, you still got it.
I did never have it. Like I never hit a baseball like that when I was playing. It's been 15 years, and I think
I
don't
saw
know.
you in Cincinnati, maybe? Is that where it did?
Well, yeah, but we started in Philly, and I was like, I thought I might hit a couple line drives. I got my camera guy to come out there and, like, you know, make me look cool. And Bryce Harper walked out, and I was like, well, great. That's like when the cart girl shows up, you know, on a golf course. And I hit like 9 or 10 out. He was
Dang.
like, dude, what? And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I wish I could have played it cool and be like, yeah, man, that's no big. But I was surprised as anybody.
You really were.
Yeah.
You're not playing humble because you're a humble guy.
I mean, I pretend to be one, but
Yeah.
no, I mean, I really was surprised about that. Yeah,
That's one of
that
the
goes over well. So
That's one of the cooler things about success is getting to do the things you always wanted to do when you were a kid. Like, for me, that's been like the greatest thing ever, as like all the sports stuff I wanted to do as a kid. I feel like you're getting to do that too now.
yeah, it is. I mean, I've like got this. I want to try to hit home run in every Major League Baseball stadium. You know, we did Tampa, Cincinnati, and Philly. So I'm gonna try to line some stops up on the way next year.
Oh, so now you're confident, though, you can put one out anywhere. After a
Well,
couple.
I'm 3 for 3 now. You know, what I'll tell you this though, Cincinnati, the guy throwing wasn't like a BP guy, and that's what I've noticed. Like, in the home run derbies, there's a guy, it's like an old guy always throwing like their dad
Like
or
their
something.
dad,
Yeah, and that makes a huge difference. So it took me like 80 swings to hit a few out in Cincinnati, and I was sore, had blisters all over. Could barely play a show that night. Hit one off my foot. I couldn't even move on stage.
That's why he couldn't play. Guys, I'm sorry, my hands. It's like that scene in The Office where he's getting ready for to play golf, so he's at the driving range for like 12 hours, then he can't play because his hands are
it
so
was a lot
blistering.
like that actually. Yeah.
Well, I want to circle back on what's the cart girl theory. I mean, I can guess. It means like, is for y'all, if a cart girl shows up that you find attractive, you
Pressure's
play
on.
better,
Or just
or
somebody
you
watching.
play
Yeah, I'll even
worse?
say that just a cart girl. Because cart girls like, she's always pretty,
Okay.
but because she's a cart girl, she's here. You know what I mean?
Like, okay.
She's more pretty
she
because
has
she's a
the
cart
beer,
girl.
and she has the beer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Right.
that's
So you play
that's a
better.
good conversation. Like, what professions that a girl could have that would make her automatically attractive? Cart girl's one of those.
Nurse.
CEO.
See,
Nice. I like it, Bobby.
Oh. Bartender.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lunch has got like 9. Yeah.
yeah. Wait, is he reading those?
Yeah,
He already
no,
had it typed
no,
out.
no, right in.
man.
But yeah, when the cart girl pulls up, is when you
Teacher.
get nervous. Like you play great golf all day, and then she pulls up, and you just miss the ball.
Okay, so so I was thinking it made you play better because you want to impress her, but
Oh,
it
no, you're
actually
tighter. You're trying hard. You're trying
It's
more.
actually the
Okay.
opposite. See, that's
All
what I
right.
mean. Like if Bryce Harper walked out and you're hitting baseballs, you'd probably get nervous and not.
But you play better.
Yeah.
So.
Good thing he wasn't driving a golf cart.
Yeah.
In a
He
mini skirt.
shows up in a golf cart in a miniskirt. Yeah. I want to walk through a few songs with you real quick. 2019, there was this girl. Give me a thought or a memory that comes from this song.
I remember when we wrote it, me and Eric Dillon sat down and I was thinking about the movie Footloose. I thought, doing something to impress a girl was a pretty relatable thought. And remember when they were racing the tractors at each other? And they were playing like chicken with the tractors?
And I've never seen Footloose.
Okay, well, that's an issue. Pull it up. No.
Watch it now. Turn it on.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon. Y'all seen Footloose?
Yes,
I'm not losing
Never
my...
seen it.
No, never seen it.
Okay, well, can I
So
talk
good.
about that? It's weird they haven't seen Footloose?
It is weird.
Right?
Yeah.
We wouldn't keep you from talking about it anyway. I mean, we're not gonna be like, no, Riley.
Yeah, but y'all could have just easily said yeah, and then we could have moved on.
But we're
we
not
don't
gonna
lie.
lie.
Well, why not? I do it all the time.
Well,
This isn't even what I was thinking about when I wrote the song. No, I really was. They're playing chicken on the tractors, and he's never been on a tractor before, and he jumps off, and he was trying to win the girl over. So that was the thought.
half of me.
It was a long way to get to that little
No,
story.
no, I
You'll
like
have to-
it.
You'll have to cut this all up.
Half of me.
Man, just thanks, Thomas Rhett. What a awesome. I didn't have a single at country radio for about a year, and that song was like the first time I heard it was such a big hit.
You Look Like You Love Me with Ella has been crushing it. Is she with you every show now?
No, she was on tour with me beginning of the year, her and Tracy Lawrence. And she's been on a lot of festivals with me, but I wonder, I guess she was already on the lineup. She was kind of having a moment already, but I'm sure now, when promoters are buying shows and stuff, they try to get her on the bill because that's such a big song.
Do you ever play that when it's just you?
I do. I had an experience this week actually. So a few weeks ago I did it, and there's a girl with a sign, "Can I sing Ella's part?" Of course, got her up and she crushed it.
Oh, that's cool.
Lost her mind. It was great. Crowd went crazy. 2 days ago in California, girl had the same sign. This is Golden Sky Festival. There's 30,000 people there, right in the front row, and I'm like, there's no way. I even prepped this. I said, "Are you sure?" Got her on stage. The stage was like 20 feet high. She had to climb around and get all up there, and she just stage fright. Didn't. Yeah, it was bad.
What'd you do?
I just took the mic from her and said, "Thank you so much for your." Cause I told her she spent more time making the sign than listening to the song. And
And then walk us into the current single here.
A Damn Good Day to Leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So like a fun breakup song, if there is such a thing. I thought my granddaddy Lyndon was a very laid back guy. Loved to fish. Biggest decision he made every day was whether he was going golfing or fishing. And I just loved that like mentality. Like, man, anything in the world could be going wrong, but it doesn't matter if the fish are biting. It's not that bad. And I thought that was a fun idea.
Riley Green is here. His album, Don't Mind If I Do. It is out now. We played some clips from it. You guys go stream it. Go see Riley out. He's doing a ton of shows. And you announced the next year, March through August. I mean, it's fun to see all the places you're playing because every time you list new shows, it's like the venues. Like, that's a cool thing. They have to get bigger.
Yeah, I can remember a time in my career before I, had a record deal or anything where I was playing, 100 shows a year, and I'd done that for probably 6 or 7 years, and it started to get monotonous. I was playing the same places all the time, the same people showing up, and as long as it's growing, and you can see like the venues get bigger and the crowds get bigger, it's just, it makes all the time on the road worth it.
Congrats on the new record. At Riley Duckman or Duckman.
However you want to say it.
What's the right way?
But it's duck.
Well,
man-
if it were
man.
what's the right way to say it?
Well, if it was Duckman, that would be like a last name, like
Right.
Duckman.
But I mean, but the M isn't capitalized. Is my point.
Oh,
You got to capitalize if you want it to be
I thought you just
Duckman.
capitalized the first letter of a word.
But Duckman, it's Duckman without a capitalized M.
But then
so
you'd
if you
have to
want it to be the
capitalize
Duck,
the D.
it is.
Oh, it
Some
is?
guy
Oh.
at the valet the other day said, "You must be Mr. Duckman." He said it like that.
But if it were Duck with the capital M, he'd say you must be Mr. Duckman.
I'll start capitalizing it.
It'd just be easier for all of us morons.
Hey, I'm sorry about that. That's my fault.
The new album's out. Don't mind if I do. Riley, good to see you, buddy.
You too.
And we're gonna play this from Riley right now here. Nice job, Bobby Bones Show. There he is, Riley Green.
It's a Bobby Bones Show.